the job. Just talk about taking over as the signal caller for the Tigers after, obviously you had a pretty big name back there last year, but you just got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah. Well, it's hard to replace a Sean Herbacaba, and I'm not going out there to look like Sean or be Sean. I want to be myself, and I still have a lot of areas to improve on, and I just hope to get better as the season progresses and I get more comfortable.
Obviously splitting time with Tyler, and you guys knew that going in, and I think that'll continue probably next week, but you made do with your opportunities today, and one of those things where that front line that is so senior laden really helps out. They make guys look good, don't they?
Yeah, it all starts up front with the line, and couldn't do any of it without them. And like I said, competing with Tyler throughout the summer has made both of us a lot better player, and just keep on getting better.
Talk about just game speed. I mean, you go through practice, you go through summer, but nothing's quite like the game when you get the crowd out and everything else. Talk about your adjustment to that. Was that something that you were worried about going into this?
I wasn't really too worried about the speed because we went down to the Boise State camp and I got a lot of practice there with a bunch of good teams. But it was a little bit quicker than I anticipated, but we still got better teams up ahead of us, and we just look to go and play a bit better.
You're doing double duty too. Talk about the defensive side. You had a pick today and a couple big plays. That's something that I think sometimes gets lost in the shuffle every now and then. You had a great game on defense too.
Yeah, I want to go both ways, and today I got a little bit tired near the end, but making plays on defense is what I want to do. Force turnovers is my main thing, and getting the pick there was good. Kind of stopped some of their momentum they had gained when they scored or coming out of the half. So.
Well, congrats, you're our Big O Tires big player of the game, and obviously good luck the rest of the way.
All right, well, thank you.
It's John Wyman, Big O Tires big player of the game. Junction Tigers, Robbie Owens. Coach, it started off so fast that, you guys were executing, doing everything you're supposed to. And then, like you mentioned, it looked like a 0-week game after that a little bit. There was a few hiccups, but for the most part, I think a pretty impressive showing by your team.
Yeah, I was proud of our kids, the way we came out in the first quarter and really, did what we had to. Obviously, they had some breakdowns in special teams, which gave us a short field, but, obviously we punched it in. Second quarter was a little disappointing. I expect to score every time we have first and goal, and so we got sloppy there. I had to talk about that at halftime, and the biggest thing is we did want to get it to that running clock, and the kids were able to do that there in the third quarter.
They talked about the quarterback battle for you. It was an interesting one tonight because obviously John had a great game and did some things. He had more opportunity, I think, too. I think every time Tyler went out there, he had a short field. It was just a little bit different. So maybe not the best gauge today, but John did do a nice job, didn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Both of them had, both of them are great kids, and they're competing, and that's all we're asking for. We want to compete at every position, and quarterback's no different. And I'm proud of those guys that came out there. Obviously, there's some things that we need to grow from. There's some mistakes in the play calling and a couple of things from the sideline communication that we got to work out. But both of them did a great job and pulled it when they needed to and got us some yards on the outside. And that's what we expect those guys to do.
On the defensive side, in the first half, I think you expected a little more run, and they got a pretty good quarterback. He throws the ball pretty well. I think he did a few things that maybe you weren't expecting, but in the second half, I think he threw for 7 yards and a couple picks, one for a big touchdown. So he shored up things on the defensive side in the second half pretty well.
Yeah, when you get into those offenses that, play in the phone booth and, you got to be disciplined for the run. They got a couple of big pass plays on us, and obviously the big score on fourth down. And, we just got to work on that. And, 0-8 game, we didn't know what to expect when they came out here. So we didn't know what offense we were going to face. We went in before the game started after seeing them in warm-ups and try to coach our kids up. So, hopefully as the season progresses and we get to watch film and see what we're going to face, the guys will do a better job.
A lot of new faces for you. Better than you thought, worse than you thought, or right where you think you should be in a 0-week game?
I think with a 0-week game, you kind of expect some of the mistakes that you kind of see out there. I don't think there was any surprise for me. I think we did a good job when we had to. I just felt like we got a little sloppy, and those are things we got to learn from. And, I've always told kids we're going to get our best improvement and most improvement from the first game to the second game. So, we're going to hit the ground running tomorrow watching film and getting ready for Mountain Vista, and so hopefully we can correct some of those mistakes.
Coach, congrats tonight. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Robbie.